It's safe to say that Trina probably wishes that she would have stayed her ass home back in the 305, okay? Welcome back to Damien After Dark. If you're new here and you're not subscribed yet, go ahead, hit that subscribe button right down below. Make sure you like this video so it gets out to more people. And also, join the conversation, comment below. Let me know your thoughts, opinions, and views on this episode, as well as my commentary throughout the review. This is the Baddies Season 2. Part 2 reunion review, and we just gonna do what we always do, deep dive right into that thing, okay? Because this episode picks back up from where last episode left off, of course, when we got the slap heard from around the world, when Rolly slaps the shit out of Scotty, right? So we see Scotty at this point try to jolt after Rolly because she's so pissed, but security stops her, and for the first time this season, we're getting to see the turned up Scotty. Scotty's kind of skated through the season. You know, she's kind of just been friends with all the girls. And I'm not faulting that. I wouldn't want to be there fighting every day either. I would have probably been like Scotty and just chilled. And I just want to have fun and drink and go to these different cities. So she kind of skated through and had an easy season. But we see for the first time she's pissed because when Rolly slapped her, I think one, I mean, who's not going to be pissed when they get slapped? But two, she's realizing, oh shit, I look stupid as fuck. I just got bitch slapped on national TV. And can we the people just have a reunion and get dialogue and get questions answered without all the because these girls they're acting like animals and it drives me crazy. It's the yelling, it's the screaming, it's the constant running at each other and security having to hold you back like we're on fucking Jerry Springer. Did anybody else peep this? Because at one point Slim is like, she's being held back by security and she's screaming and she's hollering and she says something about, I thought she called Trina a fat bitch. This is at the beginning of the reunion, so if you want to go back and see for yourself, just go back towards like the first 10 minutes and just pay attention to when Slim is yelling. She says, because I wrote it down, "We got you a show, Trina, you fucking fat bitch." And I'm like, whoa, did Trina say something that I missed? And it ticked Slim off. But look, here, let me tell you, this is something that I have to say about Slim. Because I feel like the moment that Rolly and Slim ever have a falling out, Slim is going to call Rolly a fat bitch. Mark my words. Because this is not the first time I've heard Slim say fat bitch. She likes to use that comment. I think she called Natalie that. Like, Slim, just because you're slim, you're thin as fuck. And I can say that. I'm thin. I'm not body shaming her. I'm skinny my damn self. But just because you skinny don't give you the right to go around hollering you fat bitch, you fat bitch. Because if people start calling you Skeletor or saying you a skinny bitch or you look like a twig, you need to eat a cheeseburger, then you gonna feel offended and you gonna feel some type of way. So I don't know. I just peeped that with Slim and I didn't really like it. Let me know in the comments if y'all heard that. If y'all heard that as well. I laughed because Rolly called Natalie a fucking kangaroo when Natalie tried to come after Slim, tried to fight her. Because I noticed Natalie and Scotty both throughout this, they had lots of moments where they were kicking. Like they would run up and they would just like, yeah, like do this like power kick at them and it always failed. I mean, I'm not even a fighter, but I know when you fight somebody, the last thing you want to do is kick. They can grab you by the leg, throw you down. Like, kicking is just no good when it comes to fighting, really, unless you're just in a position where all you can do is kick, right? Now, while Natalie and Slim are doing their thing, and they're arguing, you know, security's distracted by this at that moment. Scotty takes her chance to run up on Slim. Not Slim, Rolly. She takes her chance to run up on Rolly, and she kicks Rolly. And I see Rolly fall, but I don't know if Rolly fell from Slim's kick or was there like a domino effect from security and security bumped Rolly and she fell over? Because we see her kind of fall and hit the couch a little bit when Scotty did that kick, but I couldn't tell if the kick connected or not. And while everybody's acting a fucking fool, while everybody's acting amok, crazy jungle idiots, like they had a fucking zoo. Like literally, y'all know that episode of not that episode, that scene on Mean Girls when all the people they're all in the cafeteria or in the lockers or wherever, and they're all just fighting like fucking animals. That's what it reminded me of. It's just like Because we see Janiesha, the host, and Trina, they're sitting behind the host couch, and they're just sitting there with security right in front of them. And I'm like, this is fucking embarrassing. Like, especially for you, Janisha. You the fucking CEO of Zeus Network's wife, and you sitting up here wanting to host these reunions, and you can't even get a fucking word out. And then, not only that, you got somebody like Trina, who's done took time out of her day to be here and get this bag and work and try to get her footing in the door when it comes to hosting, but she can't even do it because these girls won't shut up. Where is the control? Where is the set control? We need some set control here. We need somebody to come in and shut the shit down. Like, where is Lemmy? I need Lemmy to come in and put some bass in his voice and tell these girls to sit the fuck down. Because right now, they're doing exactly what the Jocelyn's Cabaret season 3 girls and Jocelyn and all them did on the reunion. They all acted so fucking crazy that we never even got conversations. We never got questions answered and resolved. And that is what is going on right here, right now, in this moment. Like, what's the point of even hiring a host? They never get to ask questions. Like, why are y'all wasting the money and bringing in Trina? Because I know she probably ain't cheap to have her come host. And then, well, Trina may be glad. She may be sitting there thinking, well, shit, I ain't got to do nothing but sit here and get paid. Like, it was just annoying. It was so annoying. I don't know. Just do it conversation style. Why don't from here on out, y'all just save the money and do like you do on the conversation and put the girls across from each other and let them fucking go. That's apparently what it seems like at this point. Now, Natalie apparently got what she wanted because from what it looks like and from what was said, Slim apparently snuck Natalie at some point, and I think she probably clawed her eye or something because Natalie's eye is like bloodshot red. And we see, obviously she's pissed about it. She says, that bitch snuck me, that bitch snuck me. And if y'all notice, when Rolly tells Natalie to go home, there was a moment in the show where Natalie says, go home and be with your daughter. And she also said, you've been fucking on a bad boy trying to be a sugar mama. Now, let's stop and let's share a little bit of insider tea, a little bit of juice that some of y'all may not know. Now, allegedly, word on the curb, this came from Rolly and this came from some other Zeus stars. When I was watching a live. Now, there's a lot of people, Slim, Rolly, Gutta was on the live, even though he didn't co-sign it and say this was true, because y'all know Gutta and Curtis are buddies. But Rolly claims that Curtis and Natalie have been fucking and messing around for some time now, and that Natalie is pretty much a sugar mama for Curtis, and that she buys him Gucci headbands and these designer belts and all kind of shit. And some may say, oh, that's just a rumor, right? That's just a rumor, but it's believable to me, and this is all alleged. This is alleged that Natalie and Curtis are fucking around. I ain't trying to get no lawsuit now. Now, why it's believable to me is because if you notice, anytime Zeus has an event, Natalie and Curtis are there. Now, for me, I've always just thought, okay, maybe Zeus has their little entourage of reality stars that just come to all these events because it's Zeus and they're wanting to show up. Okay, that may be the case. I'm sure Zeus is inviting all these people, all their celebrities out to their events to hype it up, to get people there. But it's always Natalie and Curtis. We always see them together. And I would not doubt it, because we all know the rumors about Miss Natalie Nunn and going to Dubai and fucking and sucking for money, allegedly. Because some would say, oh, Natalie's married. Natalie's married to Jacob. Jacob ain't giving a fuck what Natalie Nunn is doing with her time. Jacob is living nice back in California, and as long as the check clears and the deposit hits, he don't give a shit what Natalie does. That's what I believe at this point, because we don't see Jacob out with Natalie that much, really. And what does he do? What does he do for a living? Where does he work? Like, what does he do? If he had a job and he was busy, I could see. But if that were me and my lady or my man, whatever you want to call it, is out on the road working, we're going to travel together. We're going to spend time together. We're going to be together. I'll have the daughter in the hotel room. I'll be taking care of Journey in the hotel room while you go film your scenes, babe. I'll play Mr. Mom. You know what I'm saying? Like, something don't add up there. There's always smoke. There's a lot of smoke when it comes to Natalie and you know, these different affairs that she allegedly has. You know, there's also a rumor that she slept with Daryl Farmer, who is also a producer or something on the Zeus network. Allegedly. I don't know if it's true or not, but there's been a lot of smoke there when it comes to Miss Natalie Nunn. Okay, now back to the reunion. Shit, my computer's okay. So Natalie, I guess, is embarrassed at this point after she got snuck and her eyes got scratched. Um, because she grabs her bag and she grabs her bottle of Crown and she leaves saying, "Have a good reunion. Good luck on season 3. You won't be there." Yada, yada, yada. You know, doing what Natalie does. She's on her superior power trip that she has, which can be entertaining to watch it sometimes. And as soon as Natalie walks out, boom, who is it? Take a guess at home. Take a guess. Who has been on every single episode for the last 6 episodes, yet they're not a cast member? Michael Myers. I mean, Sydney Starr. It seemed like Michael Myers because when Natalie walked out, I don't think Natalie was expecting Sydney to be there because she seemed a little startled when Sydney was just like, "Natalie." It's like, here we go again. Like, even if Sydney was there, why did y'all have to air it? We're tired of seeing it as viewers. We're tired of seeing Sydney show up and do the same thing. Sydney is Sydneying again. Please, Zeus, give us something else. Like, I just can't. And of course, Sydney's just like, "Natalie, why are you lying to me? Natalie, why are you know, nothing special for me to break down here." Sydney's Sydneying as usual. Back inside, Rolly has said at one point that Scotty needed $120 for her hotel, saying that's why you a broke bitch. That's why you was trying to get $120 for your hotel. And I'm like, wait a minute. Pause, rewind, back it up a little bit. Zeus ain't paying for the hotels? Like, am I missing something here? These girls fly out to the reunion in LA. This is work. Like, Zeus should be booking the plane ticket. Zeus should be booking the hotel. Zeus should be booking a car service to take them from the hotel to the studio. Zeus should be paying for their meals. Like, but something tells me that Zeus has got these girls paying out of pocket to get to the reunion. I don't know. Does anybody got any insider information, any tea? Spill. Let me know in the comments because something ain't right. Like, Scotty shouldn't have to be uh, having to scrape together 2 pennies to get at a Motel 6 on Hollywood Boulevard. Zeus, y'all should be doing that, and y'all should be ashamed if you didn't. Outside, Natalie tells the camera to get my set under control right now. Natalie, get your set under control. You're the EP, darling. You're the EP. The EP gets the set under control. Like, can you not handle this position? Can you not handle being the EP and being the talent? Or either I don't know. Like, what's going on? It seems like you can't have it under wraps. And that's my thing with Natalie. She's got such a power trip. She even at one point tried to pull the Shawnee O'Neal. What did Shawnee O'Neal say? Your services here are done or something like that. But here's the thing, Natalie. Even though you're the EP and the creator of this show, Zeus still owns the rights to that show. This is Zeus's show. You have a vanity title. It's like Mariah Huck with Married to Medicine. You know, that's another situation. Melody Holt with Love and Marriage Huntsville. She came up with she brought this concept to a producer, and they twisted the concept and made it into Love and Marriage Huntsville. These different people who come up with these show ideas, but then the network takes it, kind of makes it their own, and that's what happened with Natalie. She makes it out to the viewers like, this is my show, I own it. Well, Natalie, at the end of the day, you signed your rights over to the Zeus Network because they own Baddies ATL and Baddies South and now Baddies West. So it is what it is. And with your eyelash hanging off, y'all see Natalie's eyelash hanging off her face. So Slim is on the couch yakking. She's on the couch because at one point, finally we start getting some dialogue and the girls calm down a little bit. And, you know, Janiesha and Trina get to ask a few questions here and there. And they ask Slim about how her experience was. Slim is sitting there talking about her experience. and all of a sudden, Rock comes up and whop. But we also see, did y'all see how Slim yanked the hair out of, she yanked Rock's weave out, and Rock looked bald. For a second, I literally thought that, but I could tell it was a wig cap. I think the wig cap just blended with her skin very well. But when I'm gonna give Slim this now. Slim may not have got a bunch of licks in to Rock, but when she ripped that wig off and Rock realized she looked a hot mess, Rock took her ass off that stage real quick. She left real fucking quick. I noticed that. And then backstage, when Rock goes back there, we see Blueface. I didn't know Blueface was there. I was thinking Blueface would be too busy to be at the reunion, right? Isn't he on tour? Isn't he in the studio? Isn't he filming something? Then I had to think about it. Blueface isn't really... Krishan at this point is making Blueface's star rise because, I mean, after Tatiana, we heard nothing else from Blueface. What? He did Blueface Girls Club on OnlyFans, and, you know, he had a little clout from that. But other than that, we really haven't seen Blueface in the media. So him being with Rock has helped. Both of their stars are rising. And I think that Blueface doesn't really have anything better to do but to be at the reunion. And that's not shade. That's not shade. I'm just saying, I feel like he probably doesn't have, like, you know, people aren't, his phone's probably not ringing off the hook to do festivals, to do features. So he's there at the reunion supporting his girl. I can't blame him there. I would be too. At least he's not all fucking bitches like he allegedly be doing, right? But he takes Krishan's chains off because Krishan's got these silver chains on and she wants to go back out there and finish with Slim because she's pissed. But they're like, no, take your chain off, Rock, take your chain off. Blueface takes her chain off for her. Then out back on the stage, they're all talking about Trina didn't sign up for this. Girl, Trina, you didn't sign up for this, did you, girl? Hell no, Trina ain't signed up for this shit. Because Trina's used to working on a VH1 set where there's proper protocol and there's set control. And you don't have to worry about, am I going to get hit upside the fucking head with something? Or is a bitch going to come flying across the room and her 6-inch stiletto poke me in the eye? Like, I don't blame Trina. If it were me, I know they're professional. I know they're trying to be professional, but I would have pulled a Tamar Braxton. Y'all remember what Tamar did on the last Baddies reunion? She got the fuck up and walked out because she was over the shit. And I would have been over it too. We're here to do a job. I'm here to be a host, and I'm here to ask these ladies questions and to get their answers. I didn't sign up for Celebrity Deathmatch, bitch. And that's just not what we're doing today. Okay, Janiesha asked Rolly, what happened to cause all this? What happened to cause all this commotion? And Rolly says that they were backstage getting ready, and Natalie started screaming at them about something. And Slim said back to her, okay, we fucking heard you. We got it. And Natalie threw juice on all the girls. And that's what started all of the bullshit. And Rolly proceeds to say that Natalie does things like this because she wants ratings. And I get that Natalie is probably in her head trying to ghost produce. She's probably thinking, you know, let me do this because this will look good for the show. But Natalie, I wish you would just back down, especially at a reunion. We don't need you turning up backstage at the reunion. Trust and believe, when these hosts start asking these girls questions and they start bringing up things that happened during the season, the drama is going to happen organically. We don't need you to come up with some shit to try to start some shit. We just don't. Just let the drama happen organically. Now, the host is talking to Slim as Rock begins to walk on stage. And she goes and she whops Slim again. So this is what I don't understand, because Slim is sitting there talking and Rock starts walking on stage and Slim just keeps talking. Like, why are you... Slim was like literally so off guard. She just, like, if somebody just put their hands on me and I see them walking again, I'm not going to stay seated. Bitch, I'm standing up. What? Let's go. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like Slim had that ass whooping coming. You're sitting there all prim and proper with your legs closed. You see Rock walking towards you. Why did you just not think she was going to do anything? First of all, Rock was drunk as fuck, so she was unpredictable as fuck. I personally think at some point they should have taken Rock and took her backstage and let her sober it up or something, because like she was just over talking everybody. The host couldn't even ask anybody else questions because Rock is so drunk and just going and going, and she's interrupting and she's interrupting. And I get it, like a lot of the drama was centered around Rock. They probably want her there because they know she's gonna fight at the drop of the hat. But at the same time, Zeus, don't lose control at the end goal. The end goal of a reunion is to get resolution and answers to questions, and the fans want to see that. And y'all are losing sight of that because all you want is the fights. The fights, the fights, the fights. You think that's what's going to bring the drama, but we don't want to just see nonstop yelling, screaming, and fighting. We don't, okay? Um, so Rock finally sits down, and Trina literally at one point looked at her in disgust, like she was just over it. They're trying to get Persuasion's point of view. They're talking about the whole situation that happened at the beginning of the season when Persuasion was telling Rock and telling the girls that Rock was dirty, that she didn't like to clean up after herself, and we all remember the famous beatdown that went down in the sink when Rock pretty much wash the dishes with Persuasion in the sink, right? So the hosts are trying to get an understanding from Persuasion. Like, what happened? Do you want to tell your side of the story? Persuasion, she tries to explain herself about the whole comment. And again, Rock won't be quiet. She keeps chiming in. She won't let anyone speak. She's just drunk and sloppy and talking. So, Persuasion's having issues getting out what she's got to say. And at one point, Persuasion walks off stage. And I'm like, where'd Persuasion go? But I kind of don't blame her in a way because, look, Rock's 22. Persuasion's 32. Persuasion, I'm with her on this. Like, even though she's on a show where there's fighting, even though she's on a show where fighting is the central theme, she's still a grown woman. I don't want to. Look, I'm 29. I'll be 30 next year, but I don't want to be fighting. I'm too grown for that shit. Unless you just, I absolutely have to put my hands on you. I do not want to be fighting. So I think the reason Persuasion got up and went backstage is because she knew, and I'm not gonna be able to sit here with these hosts and have a conversation about what happened because I know if I do, Rock is so unpredictable and drunk right now. She's probably gonna try to do what she did to Slim and get up and run up on me. So I mean, I kind of don't blame Persuasion in a way for leaving the situation and letting it be diffused. Um, Now Scotty also went backstage at one point. I guess she was just pissed and upset and in her feelings. So she goes backstage and we see Natalie screaming that when I found Scotty and Charlotte, they were getting active, and I need that bitch to get active right now. Like, Natalie was mad that Scotty came backstage, and Natalie equated Scotty being backstage as to her being scared. She thought, why the fuck are you coming backstage right now when you're supposed to be out there, setting it the fuck off? So, um, did y'all peep where Scotty literally says, I jumped when you jumped? Scotty tells Natalie, I jumped when you jumped. So you that kind of girl, Scotty? When Natalie jumped, you jump. Like you are literally a minion. I was on the fence with Scotty. At first I didn't like her. Then I really liked her a lot. And now it's just like, have a voice, speak up and say what you really feel, because in this moment you want to cuss Natalie out and tell her to stop talking to you like that, right? Because Natalie comes to her, she's like, come here, Scotty. Come here right now. And she pulls Scotty aside, and like a pimp, Natalie says, when I move, you move. When I move, you move. And I'm just like, God damn, Scotty, are you not going to say something back? Like, bitch, shut the fuck up. But no, let me tell y'all what the problem is. Scotty don't want to ruin them opportunities. Natalie's done put a bug in Scotty's ear and said, you're going to be on season 3. You're going to be the star. I can see Natalie now feeling her head just like she filled Sydney Starr's head. So Scotty don't want to ruffle the feathers. She don't want to make Natalie mad. The same thing a lot of these girls do. We can go down the line from Sarah to Sydney to Jayla to now Scotty. Natalie has her minions. Right? Y'all seen it. So Natalie tells Scotty, when I move, you move. She tells her, that's how you got here. That's how you got here. When I move, you move. And I'm like, Natalie she acts so fucking erratic. And I'm like, she's either drunk, high, or both, because it's just all over the place, sloppy, hot mess, and it's quite embarrassing. Like, to be a 30-something-year-old mother acting the way she does, because this is the thing. Natalie could go behind the scenes and be a boss bitch. Natalie could go behind the scenes and be on her Mona Scott Young shit if she was just a little bit smarter up here. Let that yelling and screaming shit go, Natalie. But she can't, because that's who she is. Natalie, that's just who she is at her core. But I wish she would step back and go behind the scenes and just let all this baddies drama bullshit go away. Now, Janiesha brings up the comment. We're back on stage. Janiesha brings up the comment to Persuasion. She says, during that fight you and Rock had, you brought up a comment that a lot of women would not have liked if you had said about them. And she was referring to the comment where Persuasion said that, told Rock, that's why your man sat on my face. So Persuasion, y'all remember at the beginning of the season, she insinuated that Blueface sat on, or not Blueface sat on her face. Persuasion says she sat on Blueface's face, okay? Now, they ask her about this. Now, I want y'all to pay attention to that moment, because if y'all notice, when Janiesha brings that up, Persuasion tries to explain herself, and she says, oh, I was just mad. You say things when you get mad. And Janiesha asks her 3 separate times, well, is it true? Well, is it true? Well, is it true? And Persuasion never answered that, which I thought was interesting, because I'm like, A, either it happened and Persuasion is trying to get out of it by not saying anything, or B, it didn't happen, but Persuasion is trying to get under Rock's skin. Now, this was not settling well with Rock at all, because that's when Rock gets up, charges at Persuasion, they start fighting, and then boom, we get previews for next week's episode. So this episode was a little bit better than last week's. We got a little bit of conversation. We got a little bit of, reunion talk like we're supposed to get. They calmed down a little bit. So, this is a little bit better than last week's. Now, I don't think we need 3 parts. Apparently, there's going to be a part 3 next week. We could have easily compacted this into 2 parts. Y'all could have got rid of part 1 because that was just a bunch of bullshit. Gave us part 2 and 3, we would have been fine with it, Zeus. But I know what y'all are doing. Y'all are trying to keep your subscribers. I get it. Anyway, that's the end of this review. Please let me know what you think in the comments about this review. Whose side are you on? Are you on Rock's side, or are you on Persuasion's side? Also, when it comes to Rock versus Slim, whose side are you on? Rock or Slim? Are you on Rolly or Scotty's side? Are you on Natalie or everybody else's side? I want to hear from you guys. Y'all know I love when y'all comment. I literally try to read every one of your comments. I may not respond to every one of them, but I definitely try to read all of them. I love hearing from y'all. And you know what? We'll see you next week on the Baddies Part 3 reunion. I love y'all so much for watching. See ya.